todos, bienvenidos a Sabor con Hola. Hoy tenemos a mi compañera del trabajo y amiga Faith Evans. Les voy a explicar un poquito de qué es Sabor con Hola. Sabor con Hola es una combinación de idiomas, sabores y historias, una receta para la comunidad. Y ahora Faith lo va a explicar en inglés.
Hello, everybody. I am Jessica's co-host today. I'm so excited. And yes, I'm Faith, and this is Jessica Tovar. And welcome to Sabor con Hola. It is a blend of flavors, languages, and stories. A recipe for community.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to be here with Jessica today. I'm going to be her right hand. I've been here to the show, but I was in the live studio audience at the time. I got to taste all the food. So now I'm really excited to be behind the counter with my dear friend and coworker, Jessica.
Welcome, Faith.
Thank
you for joining
Yes,
me
of
today.
course. Yeah.
So today we're going to make a layered chocolate mousse. And
Yummy.
today is extra special because we're going to do a Youth Connect special. I've been on the show before as just mainly focused here on prepping food and inviting guests, sharing recipes, but I've never gotten the chance to explain more what it is that I do with Ola. And Faith and I are counselors for Youth Connect. And do you want to share a little bit more? And then I'll do it in Spanish.
Okay, yes. I've been working with Jessica for almost 5 years, I think.
I know.
And we are counselors for an organization called Youth Connect, which is connected to Ola as well. And what Youth Connect is, it's an emotional support helpline for teens, junior high students, and college students. And so what Jessica and I do when we're not in the kitchen, we go into the high schools, we go into the middle schools, and we've recently even gone into a college campus. And we explain to all the students who we are and what we do. And it is a helpline that is strictly anonymous, so you can reach out to us about anything. It's also confidential, so what you share with us doesn't go anywhere, and it's completely free. So those are the 3 perks. And what's special about Youth Connect, I love that we're taping here in this area because it was birthed in East Hampton. They did years of research with East Hampton High School students and asked them through confidential surveys what they wanted and what they needed in the community. And they all wanted an emotional support helpline where they could be anonymous. So if people reach out to us, we don't ask you your name, we don't ask you your age, we don't ask you your school. You can talk to us about anything on your chest, anything in your mind. Okay, and the confidential part is also a perk that they really, really wanted in the community. So you could speak to us about anything and it will not leave our conversation. It's very private. And what's also very beautiful about Youth Connect, it is bilingual. And Jessica will talk more about that and everything else. And you will always reach a counselor that is a human. You'll reach me or Jessica. We're just a portion of the team. There are other counselors that are trained. You will not get a bot or an AI. You'll get somebody that's from the community, somebody that's local. We understand how the community works. And I think as Jessica, she'll kind of like add to a lot of what I'm saying as well. But some of the things we do in the high schools is we've cooked before. So it's kind of cool that we get to be in a kitchen and do the same thing. We've sped some of the students. We've talked about nutrition. Am I leaving anything out? I don't want to.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
because it's like a full circle. We do
Yes.
go into the schools and we've gone into the food and nutrition classes.
Mhm.
And we'll talk a little bit more how this recipe, I guess, will tie into what we do in the
Absolutely.
classes.
Great.
Pero lo voy a hacer en español rapidito. Yo soy una consejera para Youth Connect. Es una línea de apoyo emocional para los jóvenes desde el middle school y recientemente empezamos con estudiantes también de la universidad. Pero es una línea de apoyo emocional totalmente confidencial y anónimo, entonces no vamos a preguntar información personal de nadie y todas las conversaciones que tenemos que dar entre nosotros. No se pregunta su nombre ni en dónde vive y somos un equipo pequeño. Faith y yo solamente somos 2 personas detrás del equipo, detrás de la línea, pero todos nos hemos criado acá en el área. Tenemos también hijos que estudian en los distritos de acá de East End. Entonces estamos contentos de estar aquí compartiendo toda esta información para ustedes. Una de las cosas que Faith estaba comentando es de que cuando vamos a las escuelas a hacer presentaciones, también hemos tenido la oportunidad de ir a las clases de Food and Nutrition, entonces hemos también preparado comida y incorporado diferentes clases de comida para el apoyo emocional. Entonces, hoy vamos a hacer un chocolate mousse. This is super teen friendly, I would say. This is kind of like,
And grown-up friendly.
yeah,
I'm
grown-up
excited. I know.
friendly, exactly. It's not like your traditional mousse.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is it? What's
You
like
said simple, right? You said it's
simple, what is
simple.
that? Like a cheat, there we go. Like a cheat to doing a real
quick-
chocolate mousse.
All right.
So what
good.
we're gonna start first is warming up. I'm gonna switch with you.
Alrighty.
We're gonna turn this guy on. We're gonna warm up some milk. I have 3 cups of milk here. Let's do that.
Excellent.
I'm gonna do 3 cups of milk. Before it gets really hot, I'm gonna put in the cocoa powder.
Okay.
Because, yes, do you wanna help me
Of
actually?
course, yes.
You can
You
do, let's do like 4 of these teaspoons in here.
Okay, so you're sweeping, does it matter?
Yeah, that's
Oops,
good.
I already made a mess.
That's okay. You're gonna blow.
Okay. Oh yeah, it'll burn.
Yeah.
I'll get something.
4. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
And I will get
This is just gonna help so there's no clumps.
Oh, there's something.
Underneath, there's like a little rag, or there's
Oh,
like,
there.
yeah. And then, so I'm doing chocolate because dark chocolate is supposed to be a mood booster. So when we've gone into the food and nutrition classes, we've brought in like several staples of mood boosting food. So we've done like kale chips, we've done, what else have we done? We've given them pieces of dark chocolate.
We even make chamomile tea for the
Chamomile
kids.
tea,
A
and then
calming-
they get super scared. We've put it in just like little containers. We don't tell them what it is beforehand. And so they all freak out and they're like, what is that? What are you gonna make us drink? And we've lied and we said that it's pickle juice, like hot pickle juice, and they freak out.
Then they're like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's not
I don't
bad.
know why this is like
Yes.
bubbling.
Oh.
I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah, did you mention we gave pieces of dark chocolate?
Yeah, we give,
Yeah.
so, and then we have this like fun pinwheel. It's like a plate that has a little pin that spins. And so we put different food on there. So we've done like baby carrots, the kale chips, the chocolate, grapes, and then they get to spin it and they all take turns like picking and choosing what there is that they're gonna eat. And then they have to read out loud all the health benefits of each food.
Which we would provide for them on the tables. And they would read and eat. And then they would choose their favorite at the end of each presentation, which foods they like the most.
And then we're also, after I put this together, gonna do a fun icebreaker, because every time that we go into these, into the schools and do presentations, we always say that we're not gonna lecture these students, but we're gonna do fun activities with them. And so they're always super interactive icebreakers. I'm gonna put in now a cup of sugar. So I'll say it in Spanish too. Aquí tengo 3 tazas de leche calentando. Le acabo de echar 4 cucharaditas de chocolate en polvo. Y ahora le voy a echar una taza de azúcar. I'm gonna turn this back on.
And for those that don't know, Jessica is also a chef. So we bring our professions into our classrooms. So I love doing presentations with Jessica because there's always these creative nutrition ideas that she brings, and like she just mentioned, we do lots of fun activities with the food. And those are things that are really important to us. We really love bringing our own skills into the classroom to help these students. Like, I'm an artist on the side, and we always bring art into every presentation. Without fail, the kids love art and they love food. So really, it's a good combo to work with Jessica when we go into the classrooms, because we always do some sort of art projects or activity with them that's fun. And creativity is so good for the heart. You know, being yourself food that enhances your mood is good for the heart. So we're all about that.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pause you right there
Yeah.
because I just put in 1 cup of heavy cream in here. So if you guys are following along, you're gonna add a cup of heavy cream. And I'll say what you were just saying in
Oh,
Spanish
sure. Do you want to pour
too.
that in?
So we're gonna do a slurry though before I do that.
Okay.
So I have 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. So that's kind of like the cheating part of the chocolate mousse, because
okay,
that's what's gonna
thickens
make
it.
it thicken up, like, yeah, versus your traditional mousse. But of course, before we put it into the hot liquid, we wanna make it into a slurry so that it doesn't get all clumpy and
Ooh.
disgusting. So we'll put
See, I'm learning
this.
too, by the way. I can cook, but baking's not my thing, even though this is kind of not baking.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I'm the same way. I've always said the same thing too. I'm full on, I cook.
Yeah.
I can make a tasty dessert, but baking is a whole
This
other
is
level.
all about measurements. You mess
Yeah,
up one, it can throw up the whole thing.
it is, it is.
Whereas
So
cooking is like, ooh, throw this
Yeah.
in, throw that in.
I think cooking like comes from the heart, right?
Yeah,
It's like you have
absolutely.
more leeway
There's
in
freedom,
cooking,
there's
yeah.
no structure and
Yes, I don't do well
restrictions.
with too much structure. That's a little bit of an inside.
No, yes,
Little
well,
inside joke.
yes.
I'm gonna put some vanilla also, but I'm gonna say something because I really liked what you brought up, and just gonna say it in Spanish though.
Sure.
So Faith es una artista, y entonces lo que estábamos
Excellent.
explicando es, I'm gonna use the trash bin here, es de que cuando vamos a hacer esas presentaciones siempre hacemos actividades con los estudiantes, no nos gusta ir y solamente ir a hablarles y hablarles y hablarles, sino que nos gusta interactuar bastante con los estudiantes y hacer juegos, cosas dinámicos. Entonces siempre una de las cosas que siempre incorporamos es arte, y Faith es una artista, entonces es chévere ver de que cómo combinamos partes de nuestras vidas personales en nuestro trabajo. Entonces yo cocino profesionalmente los veranos, y entonces siempre me gusta el tema de cualquier gastronomía, traerlos en las presentaciones y Faith su arte.
So we want the students to feel comfortable when we get to know them in the classrooms. Whenever we go to the schools, yes, they know where you connect, but we do really fun activities. We get goofy with them because we want to know when you reach out to us, you're going to get one of us. We're people just like you. We may not be your age, but we want you to feel comfortable enough to reach out to us. So our workshops in the high schools with each class can be really fun because we want everyone to just feel at ease. So in a minute, we're gonna do an activity like she mentioned that we've done with the teens in classrooms, but what's interesting, Jessica and I have never done it, so.
Yes, we've never actually done it.
Some activities we have them do and we watch and then we score and all that, but we're gonna be doing one of the activities, we make them do that. I guess it's kind of funny.
It is fun, yeah.
We'll see how.
The kids like it a
The
lot.
kids do a great job.
Yeah.
We'll see how we do. We'll be fine.
Okay, fine. All right, so now I also put in instant coffee, because
Ooh.
coffee brings out the flavors in chocolate. So I poured in the slurry, and we're gonna bring up the heat so that it thickens up a little bit quicker. And then what you can do for me
Smell it? I'm just kidding.
is, I know, don't you wish that was an actual thing?
Smells so good.
So Faith is going to soak some chocolate biscuits in some more coffee with milk, more instant coffee, just like a quick, like 1, 2, 3. Yep, there you go. And
Take
then
it
bring
out?
it up. Yep, because if not, then they'll start.
Where do I put it?
You're gonna put it in there.
Great.
Just for today, that's where we're gonna put it. Of course, we have one already made.
Ooh, this is fun.
So that's the layering part, exactly. So tell me about your art,
Oh, my art, okay.
because I know art is very special to you.
It is, art is very special to me. I feel like when you see the art I do, if you don't know me, you will know me by looking at my art.
Oh.
And art is a form of expression, and for me, I feel like I'm an introvert. People don't agree, but I feel like I don't talk much, but I can express myself through how I create on a piece of paper. And I'm a pencil artist, professional pencil artist, so I do a lot of drawings of how I'm feeling inside, or a message I want to get out. And so I decided a while ago when I started doing art that I wanted to share my art with teenagers. So before I even started with Youth Connect, I would approach libraries and ask them if I could do workshops in their libraries and have teens show up, and I called it Relax with Art with Faith, and I had teens show up, and it was really awesome. It was a lot of fun, and I showed them ways on how to use art to calm their minds, quiet their thoughts, ease, anything going on in their emotions. And so that's why it's super important for us to bring art into the classrooms, because we want the students to be able to have that same experience. And some don't do art, and then once they do art with us, they're like, oh, this isn't so bad, I like this. So that's kind of like in a nutshell, what art means to me, and why I like to make sure kids have that experience with art, or I want them to see they can have that experience. So.
And then also, I don't want to say you're a new artist, but
Well, I am.
well, yeah, but why don't you tell everyone else? Because I feel like that's
How I became an
yeah,
artist?
how you got into art again.
Okay, sure. I drew as a little girl, nothing crazy, but I just knew as a little girl I wanted to get into art. But I applied to art schools, this is a long time ago, and at the time, art schools, and it's still kind of like this, a lot of parents are like, I'm not paying for art school. So at the age of 17, I put all my art supplies away and went on about my life for the next 30 years. Yes, 30 years. Don't try to figure out my age. So
This is
in
good.
2020, oh, that's the last one.
For that, and then we'll do another
One
layer.
more?
But keep telling.
Oh, so in 2020, when we were all in our homes, not able to do much, I decided to use that time to have some time with myself. I have a daughter who is in art school in LA right now, and she was in high school at the time, and she had all her art supplies laid out on the floor. Schools were closed, so it was just sitting there. So I asked my daughter, hey, can I borrow your sketchbook? I think I want to just draw while we're home. She was like, you can have it, Mom. So I started drawing, and this was probably actually late 2020 to 2021. I was drawing things every single day. I couldn't stop. It was just, things were coming out of me. And the drawings coming out were things I never knew I could do. It was like almost magic. Something magical was happening, and I never experienced anything like that. So that's kind of how it started. So I started my art career 4 years ago. Late in life, but I have zero regrets. And it's been wonderful.
And it's like booming now, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. I've been art
Right?
shows, curating, I sell my art, commission.
So I feel like a takeaway from that is like for teens that might be watching, it's like don't give up on your
Don't give up on your
On your
dreams.
dreams,
You
yeah.
may even have parents that don't want to pay for art school, but you can still do art on the side and still have a successful career on the side. You always want to make time for things you love, because that'll keep you it just keeps you in a nice mental state to do the things you love.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So-
And I mean, I would say for sure, at least every time that we do like these school presentations, I feel like the art is such a highlight.
It always is, and
It
that's what I
always-
love. I
Yeah.
love that the kids don't shy away from it, and they never do.
What would you say is your favorite art activity that we do when we do presentations?
My favorite, it's honestly the one we started with, the Bob Ross.
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Okay, I'll explain it. We basically put a little squiggly on a piece of paper. That's it.
Everyone gets it.
Everyone gets the same squiggly. It's photocopied. They all get the same piece of paper with the squiggly. But what they have to do is create an art piece that incorporates that squiggly line. And that allows them to use their own creativity to create something that incorporates that line. Some of them create the coolest things. It's just fascinating. And I love that exercise because it shows everyone's uniqueness in their creativity. So, anyway, were you gonna ask me another question?
Because actually now that because since you said it,
Yeah.
and you called, I don't know, is that what it's officially called, Bob Ross? Because now I'm thinking like it has nothing really to do with Bob
Ross.
Ross.
The actual name is Bob Ross or Bust, which I have no idea why it's called that. But that's when we researched it.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about what we do at Youth Connect. Jessica and I and our whole team, we research activities all the time. We're
Yeah.
constantly brainstorming on ways to have fun with the teens and the middle school kids and now even college kids. But I was gonna ask you a question, Jessica. What's been your favorite, give me your top 3 favorite moments working with Youth Connect.
Working with Youth Connect?
Working with the teens, it could be anything, it's very broad.
Oh, I mean, you already know, so we are going into our 3rd summer of putting together, you already know that that's what I was
You
gonna
tell
say.
everybody.
So we're going into our 3rd summer of our summer camp. So Youth Connect Summer Camp. That is my all-time, that's my favorite thing, my highlight, I think, of almost the year,
it's pretty
really.
amazing.
Personal and with work, I just
Yeah.
love it so much. So the first time we ever did it, we did 1 week with students.
Yeah.
We put a cap at 10 students, 12 to 14 years old. I always focus on that one, on that age group, because they're kind of too old for traditional camp, like they phased out of traditional camp, and yet they're still too young to work. And then of course, like a lot of the students that we do get are more Latino, so in many cases, these students don't have the opportunity to go to camp.
Right.
So we partner up with different organizations, including LTV Studios.
Yay.
And it's a week offering. That was the first time we did it. Last summer we did 2 weeks. This year we're pretty much solidified with 2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Maybe we'll
Maybe
do
the
3.
third,
It's still a
we'll see.
surprise yet.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. But for sure, that is
Yes, that's
my
your baby.
all time. That's number 1
Yes.
for every year is doing camp.
It's so much fun prepping for that, and then when it's happening in the moment, I always think it is the greatest time. I agree with you.
Well, one of the things
Yeah.
that you said last year that like really sat with me was we went beach seining. And while we were there, it was so beautiful. It was like such a special day. It was like so lovely out.
Yeah,
the
the
kids
weather.
did the beach seining. Some of the kids did fishing. We ended up like venturing off with the girls, and we just like
Swimming.
swam in the bay.
Yeah.
And one thing that Faith said to me was, you know that this is part of their core memory now, and for us to be a part of that is so special. It's
Absolutely.
so special.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that trumps everything
It
for
really
me.
does. Yeah, those were some core memories for them. And that's what we're about. We want that for them as well.
Yeah.
Not just the helpline is like crucial. But we want to be able to do things alongside the helpline for the kids.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so how about,
Yeah.
since we're talking about presentations and whatnot, since I'm
Okay.
gonna let this like cool, it thickened up before we like start layering and then we get to try the finished product. How about you and I try doing one of our icebreakers?
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my phone so that we have a timer. So we're gonna come over here.
Okay.
This is our first time doing it, by the way.
Yeah, we asked for 2 volunteers, and the kids are like, "I'll do it." They don't even know what they're volunteering for, but they come on up, and then we tell them the exercise. And this is one of the exercises we do with them. So we're gonna try it so we can see how they feel.
Yeah, we've never done this
No.
before ever. We just make the kids
We
do it.
videotape and go and
Yeah.
just like,
And get a
have
kick out of
fun.
it, but all right,
Oh, gosh.
only because it's for TV. Usually it's like a minute to win it kind of thing, so you have a minute to do a challenge, but
Yeah, we're not
for
doing
today,
that.
we're only gonna do 20 seconds.
Oh, good. I
That's
thought
it,
we
we're
were
only
30.
gonna do 20
I
seconds.
like
No, not
20.
even, we're gonna do
Okay.
20 seconds.
Someone
So
explain it.
usually the kids see the spoon and see the grapes and they're like, oh, it's gonna be so easy, we're gonna spoon out the grapes, but then we give them the extra challenge and it's put the end of the spoon in your mouth and then you gotta bob them out. So here we go.
Yeah, so we do it in our mouths, and I
Okay.
don't know the strategy, so
Okay, hold on, ready?
I should have paid attention when I was watching.
When we watch other
Yeah.
kids do it, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start the timer, ready?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, go. Okay.
I'm so glad it was only 20 seconds. That was really rough. I have to say, we usually use plastic spoons with the kids. This was way harder.
It was hard.
It was heavy. And you
Okay.
got more. You win.
Let's see,
So the winner gets like a piece of chocolate. So.
yeah, or, well, we've done like goodie bags too.
Yeah.
We've done goodie bags.
Mm.
You know, we usually come well equipped
I'm so
with
glad
good
it's
stuff.
over. No. We should tell them we've done it now, but we did it the hard way.
Okay, so now that we did that very
Yes.
embarrassing moment,
Yes,
we're
I
gonna
don't know
put
why we did it.
we're gonna put this together.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so Faith soaked all of the cookies.
Yeah.
So pretend that it's in a nicer dish.
Okay.
So we have the soaked
Yes.
layers of cookies with coffee, so it's kind of like a tiramisu. Then we're gonna do a layer of the chocolate mousse.
Amazing.
Hopefully, in your sake, it'll be a little bit more cooled. And then you can do another layer of cookies again, like another layer of soaked cookies.
Oh, it's so good.
So it's, you know,
It'll
it's
cool
like a
off another
tiramisu
layer.
kind of.
Okay.
But
Yes.
since we're so cool and we're on TV, we already have the one that's already done.
What? Magic! While she's getting, I do want to say a couple things about Youth Connect, and we talk about what we do in high schools, but more specifically, whoever's watching, if you know a teen, a college student, a junior high kid that may need someone to talk to or is going through a rough time, or if you're a youth yourself and you have a friend or yourself, please reach out to us. Our helpline number, we can probably put on the screen at the end. It's 631-810-9010. But you can reach out to us about anything, okay? If you're having a rough day, you want to vent about, something you got in a fight with a friend or a parent, someone at school, it doesn't even matter. You can text us about great news. We have people text us about they made the team or they just won this game, they got an A on a test. Anything goes, and we're here to listen, okay? Now I'm gonna turn it back over to Jessica.
Yes, okay, so, yes. Solamente para traducir lo que dijo Faith, que me parece muy importante, es de que si ustedes conocen a alguien, si tienen un joven que de pronto necesita un apoyo adicional o inclusive si ustedes son uno de los jóvenes que están viendo en este momento y si de pronto no se identifica, pero de pronto tiene a un amigo, un familiar o algo que ve que necesita un apoyo, por favor compartan nuestra información con ellos. Ojalá podamos poner nuestro número, pero si no, es el 631-810-9010. Es muy fácil, solamente nos pueden escribir un mensaje de texto rapidito, hola, hey, ¿cómo está? Y ahí empezamos nuestra charla. But let's try this.
Excellent,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Okay. All right, I'll go here.
Ready?
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay. Let's try it.
this. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
All right, you guys. Thanks for watching.
It's so good. A dance with food's good. It's so good.